So here we go again. Jeff Clark here. We're in beginning algebra, and we're going to be in a section on formulas. It's section 2.6 in the textbook Martin Gay. Let's see what we got today. So here's there's only 2 pages for this that I've got. Here's your first page, and a lot of these problems, a lot of these formulas you're going to recognize because they should be familiar. Distance, rate, and time formula. The perimeter of a rectangle, a triangle. It could be a rectangle too. There's a lot of formulas that you should recognize. What your job is going to be is try to solve for the unknown. Well, there's 3 unknown variables right here. Solve for one of the variables. But prior to that, some of the problems might say, let's go problem letter A. Let's say they use this equation right here, and it might say solve for R when D equals, let's see, distance. Let's say it's 200 miles and T, time. Okay, so you got a speed. You're looking for speed. And the time in hours is, let's say, 5 hours. So find the speed that it takes to get you 200 miles. You go over here and you do 200 equals the rate times the time, and then solve for R by dividing both sides by 5. In other words, 200 divided by 5 equals R, and of course, that's 40. So the rate is 40 miles for every hour if it's miles per hour, not kilometers. However, if you've got the distance formula and you don't have anything to replace the variables with, your job is to solve for R all by itself. Like I did here, that's distance divided by its time. Solve for R, divide by time. So distance divided by its time is R. And that's what they're going to ask you to do for most of these problems. Solve for the variable they want you to get by itself. So like this one, I'm going to move the A and the B, keep the C all by itself, and I think I'll choose to keep it on the right-hand side. So I'm going to move over the A, move over the B to both sides. Notice on the right hand, here's your equal. Right-hand side, those go away, and you're left with just C on the right-hand side. These are not like terms. P, the letters P, A, and B, you can't combine those. So I'll write the P first. Subtract the A, subtract the B, and that's solving for C. Got the C all by itself. The next one, I'm going to get the W by itself. I'm going to get that by itself right there. So I'm going to move the 2L first. Before I move the 2, I'm going to move the 2L by subtracting 2L from both sides. I'll make that a capital L just so it looks a little different than a 1. So then you got P subtract 2L is equal to what's left is a 2 and a W. And then your job is to get rid of the 2 right here. But what you do to one side, you do to the complete other side. I want to get rid of the 2 on this side, get rid of the 2 over here, and it leaves me W on the right-hand side. And be very careful. You can't cancel the 2 without affecting the P. You can't make just the 2's go away without doing something with the P. I'll tell you what, if I did, let's make that 4 subtract 2 times 6. Let's go 4 subtract 2 times 6 divided by 2. If you want to just make the 2's go away, I'm saying you're wrong. Well, let's see, 4 subtract 12 is negative 8. Negative 8 divided by 2, it sounds like I should get negative 4. 4 subtract 12 is negative 8. And divide by 2 is negative 4. If you went and did this, you won't get negative 4. It looks like you might just get question mark, huh? Negative 2. That's not right. It's negative 4. So you can't just cancel that. So I could just leave P subtract 2L This is one version of the answer. P subtract 2L all over 2, and that equals W. And that works. That works. I'll say or. Some of you might think of it this way. It's P over 2 subtract 2L over 2. Yeah, that's true. You can subtract, you can break up the fractions. Break this as 4 over 2 subtract 12 over 2. 4 over 2 subtract 12 over 2. That's 6. 2 subtract 6 is still -4. And here you could reduce. So it looks like I could go P over 2 subtract L equals W as another version that's acceptable. This problem, circumference of a circle, I get the R by itself, divide by 2 pi, and pi is a number. Pi is not equal to 3.14. Pi is a round, squiggle. Big difference in the symbol, not equal, it's approximate. Anyway, R equals C over 2 pi. Okay, this one here, I'll get rid of the R squared. So divide both sides by R squared. So it looks like pi is on the right-hand side because I want to get pi by itself. Okay, flip the page. A few more. Want to get the b by itself. So I'm going to get the 2 away first by multiplying both sides by 2 over 1, or 2. So it looks like these go away, and I've got 2a equals bh. Trying to get the b by itself. Okay, and then I go ahead and divide both sides by h. So it appears 2a all over h is equal to the letter b, and we're done with that. The volume of a box is length times width times the depth or height. Get the h by itself, so I'll have LW here, LW. So volume equals, or excuse me, volume divided by those two symbols is equal to the letter h. Slope-intercept form of the line, which we're going to see that coming up in this course. I want to get the m by itself, which is the slope, by the way. So get the m by itself, move the b first. My suggestion is move the b first. Then I get y subtract b is equal to mx. I get the m by itself. So get rid of the x, get rid of the x. And so then I end up having y subtract b all over x is equal to m. Get the t by itself, move this p first, and then take care of the multiplication. So in solving, you want to do the add subtract first. Then the second step is multiply or divide. Add or subtract first. Okay, I'm going to subtract p from both sides. And then get rid of, let's see, the p and the r. I want t by itself. Get rid of the p and the r, both sides. The p and the r, p and the r. And again, it's tempting to make the p's go away, but you can't do it. So you're done here. And finally, I want to get the h by itself. So that's right there. I want to move, I'm going to get that by itself. I'm going to move this first, move that first. So it looks like s subtract 2 pi r squared equals 2 pi rh. I just moved this over this way to the left-hand side by subtracting. That's why it's subtract. And now I'll divide everything through. Let's see, I want the h by itself. So 2 pi r. 2 pi r. For similar reasons, do not make the 2 and the pi go away. You don't want to do that. So that's your answer. S subtract 2 pi r squared all over 2 pi r equals h. Okay, well, that was on the short lecture in terms of the instruction, but I think it gives you enough information, and the examples that the author does too on top of it get you through the homework for you to practice. Okay, until next time, have a good day.